I wonder what that means for Chinese growth for this year, because last year they delivered bang on 5%. And the question I was asking guests at that point when they came out with the GDP numbers just a few days ago was, what's durable trend growth looking like for China?
Well, there's the official statistics, obviously, which come out, a week or so after the end of the year it's supposed to cover. So one can question whether or not those numbers are adequately reflective of what's really going on in the underlying economy. Nonetheless, as I say, it all comes down to consumer spending, and the government's been trying various measures on the margin to encourage consumers to get back out and start spending, but that's had limited effect. So until they address those big issues, it's same old, same old.
So you think roughly 4.5–5% would be the range for growth?
That's the official target.
Yeah, and they might carry on that one. We had Francis Tan yesterday talking about how, however, the equity markets in China are still throwing up opportunities for investors. You look at the e-commerce space, look at the defense sector, state-owned enterprises, the state-run banks, all of them have rallied. Is there a case to be made to be bullish on Chinese equities?
Yes. And I haven't said that for a very long time. So
I like the pause. I like that delivery.
So I haven't said that for a very, very long time. But everything has a price. Everything has a value. I think there is a fairly strong degree of recognition about the various policy measures that need to be announced. And we will get those probably within the first half of this year. We saw last year when the merest sniff of a positive degree of policy initiatives resulting in a massive rally in Chinese equities. Fundamentally, a lot of companies that are quoted in China outside of the beleaguered property sector and so forth are incredibly cheap. And, single-digit PEs, solid rates of earnings growth, decent dividend flows, everything has a value. If you can avoid the regulatory risk, if you can avoid the risk that applies to some of those really beleaguered sectors, then I think that there is money to be made. It does require an element of bravery because it's all going to be government policy driven.
Yeah.
That's going to be the key thing.
But are we past that cycle? You think the peak of that cycle?
Not remotely. No, it's
you think the government can come back in again anytime?
I think that's the only way it's going to get resolved. So no changes there.